I would have gave a 5-star. The food and bed was just right for me until I tried to take a shower. This guy named Tyrone came up to me and told me to drop my soup and pick it up. I wasn't sure why, so I said no, and then he took his pants off in front of me. What a weirdo.
This is not a Luxor hotel. There is nothing great about Rikers Island prison. It stinks. Stay away.
The showers have a fun battle royale mode.
They treat visitors as criminals.
For Tupac, shoot at Kevin and all my other friends. For Strong. That's who had me kidnapped and beaten, that's who had the guns.
The resort joke is played at everyone. We get the sarcasm, but let's get some reviews where we talk about what's wrong with this place and what could be done to fix it.
Rikers Island is one of the best tourist attractions in New York City. To get there, all you have to do is commit a robbery and get a chance to win a free ride to the island. When I got there, I was greeted by many nice officers that went up to me personally and yelled their greeting at my ears. Later they showed me a cell where I can enjoy my stay. I was at a 8x8 room with a roommate. My roommate was very nice. We work out together and he is very skilled at acupuncture. While I did push-ups without a shirt, he would quickly insert a very sharp blade and slash me. The slash marks were beautiful and it really deepened our friendship. When we get called for lunch, I would receive a plastic tray that was filled with a lovely meal. The smell was odd and nauseating, but the taste was not something to write home about, but the staff do care about your well-being. I've had this meal for 18 years and I've lost 30 pounds. Lastly, the other tourists are very nice. Like my roommate, they would play and have a great time taking my food and having to put me in comas. I would obviously recommend this resort if you're very poor and need not only free housing, but also opportunities to make great friendships.
My mom is there and her brother and his ex-wife so far for 2-3 years. I miss them so much.
I always wondered what a gladiator school looked like. As far as what could be fixed, nothing needs to be fixed. If your peeps aren't satisfied with the accommodation, simply tell them not to make reservations anymore. It's a novel concept.
One of the best resorts around. I typically spend 5 or 10 years there when I visit. The beds aren't the most comfortable and the food isn't so great, and neither is the staffing. They tend to beat me quite often and I don't understand why. So other than the bed, food and the staffing, I still give it 5 stars.
You're going to think I'm crazy, but when I opened the box it came in, I actually heard wolves in the far distance. When I actually put the shirt on, the hairs on my arm stood up and I could hear my own heart beat. I was instantly hungry and ate 3 steaks, raw. Afterwards I fell into a deep sleep and was exposed to a crazy fever dream. I could hear warm drums and the chants of Native American warriors. They were calling me to come join them, to quench the thirst for blood, to wage war and unleash.
Very pleased, good sizing and good quality.
This item has wolves on it, which makes it intrinsically sweet and worth 5 stars by itself, but once I tried it on, that's when the magic happened. After checking to ensure that the shirt would properly cover my girth, I walked from my trailer to Walmart with the shirt on and was immediately approached by women. The women knew from the wolves on my shirt that I, like a wolf, am a mysterious loner who knows how to howl at the moon from time to time, if you catch my drift. The women that approached me wanted to know if I would be their boyfriend and or give them money for something they called meth. I told them no, because they didn't have enough teeth, and frankly a man with a wolf shirt shouldn't settle for the first thing that comes to him. I arrived at Walmart, mounted my courtesy scooter, walking as such a drag, sitting side saddle so that my wolves would show. While I was browsing tube socks, I could hear aroused asthmatic breathing behind me. I turned around to see a slightly sweaty dream in sweatpants and flip-flops standing there. She told me she liked the wolves on my shirt. I told her I wanted to howl at her moon. She offered me a swig from her Mountain Dew, and I drove my scooter, with her shuffling alongside out the door and into the rest of our lives. Thank you, wolf shirt. Pros: fits my girthy frame, has wolves on it, attracts women. Cons: only 3 wolves, could probably use a few more on the guns, cannot see wolves when sitting with arms crossed, wolves would have been better if they glowed in the dark.
Thanks to the mystical power of the 3-wolf moon, every atom of my body has been suffused with raw masculinity.
I work in a nursing home. One of my residents loves wolves and wanted a shirt with him on it. She was ecstatic when she asked if I can order her one since she has no credit card. She loves the shirt and can't wait to get another one.
I bought this shirt as part of my Halloween costume. My best hopes were that it delivered the promise of turning me into a wolf. If not, I figured I'd still have a bitchin' shirt to wear to the Halloween party. Instead, I was transformed into a disappointed golden retriever. On the bright side, I got a bunch of belly rubs from attractive women.
I bought this product as a gift for my beautiful wife. We have 3 sons and she loves the military green color. I thought this gift would be perfect with its 3 wild wolves representing the 3 small pups we have at home, while the rest represents me as her moon and stars. Upon arrival, I decided to reveal this wonderful gift to her early, as I could not contain the thoughtfulness that went into this Valentine's Day present. Her reaction was different than I anticipated. I thought for sure she'd be excited. When I pulled the shirt out of its plastic sleeve, there was a look of awestruck wonder that had appeared on my wife's face. For a moment, I thought that she may have mistaken this shirt for tickets to Disney World or a few scratch-offs, as her expression of joy was one I had not seen since the last time I surprised her with an Oreo blizzard. With the fury of the she-wolf that had dwelt long in slumber deep down in her bones, she attacked me and stole the shirt from my grasps. Before I could open my eyes, she had adorned said shirt and had me pinned to the floor. She leaned in close and began sniffing my head and neck. I could feel her honing in on my jugular, and it was at this time I first feared for my life. Suddenly, in one swift motion, she took me straight from the floor and threw me over her shoulder. I felt like an innocent kettlebell being manhandled during an afternoon WOD. The last thing I remember is the weightlessness I felt as I soared through the air. I landed so hard on our bed that I blacked out. I can't say what happened next. This may be due to the head trauma I sustained, or perhaps it is my subconscious doing all it can to protect my now fragile psyche, blocking the experience from my recollection. I woke up 2 days later. I am not sure where she is now. Our pillows and cushions have been ripped to pieces in the living room, and cotton covers the floors like a winter wonderland. All the shoes in the house have been torn up, and it appears someone used the business end of a toilet brush as a chew toy. Our home is eerily quiet. The silence is periodically broken by moans that I can only assume are coming from an injured cat in the distance. There are claw marks on the back door as it swings wide open, allowing the cold February air to fill our home. I am scared to leave. I've now locked myself in the bathroom and am writing this review for the safety and concern I have for other husbands. Take my advice. For Valentine's Day, get her a gift card.
I tried to file my nails, but in the process I accidentally fixed a small engine that was nearby. Which was nice.
I didn't even order this knife. Somehow it ordered itself. I'm so confused right now. Only shame is that the unicorn toothbrush does not operate properly when used at the same time with the parachute. Sent from my winger 16999.
When I forgot to take it out of my backpack before trying to board my flight, the helpful TSA agent at the security area pointed out that by deploying the 2 larger blades and the jet engine on the backside, I really didn't need a commercial flight, just a runway and some goggles. Boy, did I feel dumb, but I saved $605 on airfare. I accidentally left this knife in the glove box of my wore-out '67 Chevy truck overnight. Miraculously, the knife fully restored the truck and drove it to the store, then returned with 2 hookers and a cooler full of beer.
As soon as I found out how much my husband spent on this, I left him. Bad move. It represented him at the divorce hearing. I now pay $10,000 a month in alimony.
I was honestly a little turned off by this knife when it performed the amputation function on my arm instead of filing my nails. The saving grace was that it immediately assembled a robotic arm for me and performed all of the reattachment surgery, so I guess that's worth something. 3 stars.
Accidentally opened the nuclear warhead. Instead of the toothbrush, now I am charged with terrorism, genocide and ethnic cleansing. Best product ever.
I used to wonder why Switzerland had never been overrun by foreign invaders despite being right in the middle of Europe and the direct neighbors to 2 Imperial German armies. After one look at the Wenger 16,999 Swiss Army knife giant, I don't wonder anymore. I used to wonder why Switzerland had never been overrun by foreign invaders despite being right in the middle of Europe and the direct neighbors to 2 Imperial German armies. After one look at the Wenger 16,999 Swiss Army knife giant, I don't wonder anymore.
Awful. The corkscrew attachment is at the extreme edge of the tool, meaning that whenever I open a bottle of wine, 3 to 5 times of an evening, I have to wildly swing the entire tool around, causing utter havoc. Last time I uncorked a bottle, I performed minor surgery on my wife, who was standing in the next room. I also started a small fire, caught a rabbit in a snare, and managed to signal the Coast Guard that I was in danger. And when I came to remove the cork, I jerked upwardsly, and as I did so I removed a stone from a horse's shoe and shaped some nearby branches into rudimentary defensive spears. Every new bottle brings more elaborate shenanigans into our lives. Some have suggested I stop drinking corked wine, but that is just the talk of a psychopath. I shall be returning this for a full refund and say the only people with use for this 2 are Boy Scouts with exceptionally long pockets.
I added this knife to the card and it told me the sex of my unborn child. Wow, I'm amazed.
I was told that this knife was a display piece and was never intended to be functional. Well, that is all well and good, but then please inform the buyer as to this fact and don't produce a marketing video that shows the many uses of the knife. I purchased this knife as a gift for a collector friend, and I realized that 99% of collector knives will be locked away in a safe and never used, but the difference is, a quality custom or production tool is at least functional. That is the beauty of a tool. Wengers should be ashamed of ever letting this worthless piece of dangerous scrap metal ever leave the factory. Anyone involved in this project should be fired. The cheapest Far East knife factory would never let something like this leave the door. And this is Swiss made?